Jimin's relationship issue resurfaces. ARMY wonders, will the truth finally be revealed? It happened again. An issue that many believed had already faded into silence has returned to dominate the global stage of discussion. The whispers surrounding Jimin's alleged relationship are once more at the center of heated speculation, and the question burning in everyone's mind is simple yet haunting. Is there a hidden truth that has yet to be unveiled? Or are we witnessing yet another illusion created by rumor and curiosity? The drama surrounding Jimin's private life has always been a subject that divides fans and observers alike. Each time the matter resurfaces, the reaction is instant, explosive, and deeply emotional. ARMY, the loyal fandom that follows every step of BTS, finds itself caught between two powerful emotions: an unshakable defense of their idol's privacy, and an overwhelming curiosity about what might truly lie beneath the surface. These opposing forces create a storm of speculation, one that grows louder every time a new spark appears. The resurfacing of Jimin's relationship issue has reignited questions that many had buried months, even years ago. Why now? What triggered the sudden wave of conversations and online debates? Was there a clue, a subtle sign, or a careless detail that allowed this story to burst back into relevance? Each question feels heavy, and each possible answer opens yet another layer of uncertainty. For ARMY, this situation is not merely about gossip. It is about trust, loyalty, and the image of an artist they have followed through every hardship and triumph. When the words relationship and Jimin appear in the same sentence, the digital world ignites with reactions that range from protectiveness to outrage, from denial to acceptance. The emotions are raw, and the atmosphere is charged. And now, with the issue resurfacing once again, those emotions have intensified into something even more dramatic, as though the entire fandom is holding its breath, waiting for something definitive to emerge. But what is the truth? That is the question everyone is asking, yet no one can confidently answer. Some claim that the evidence has been scattered in plain sight, small details overlooked by most but impossible to dismiss once pointed out. Others argue that there is no evidence at all, that this is yet another cycle of baseless speculation designed to captivate the public and keep fans hooked on a narrative that has no conclusion. Both sides of the argument carry weight, and both sides amplify the tension with every passing day. The problem lies not only in the rumor itself but in the culture that surrounds it. Jimin, like every member of BTS, lives under a magnifying glass where every gesture, every word, and every moment captured on camera can be dissected into meaning far beyond what was intended. In such an environment, the line between truth and assumption blurs until even the most ordinary action can be interpreted as evidence of something extraordinary. The resurfacing of this issue is a clear example of that relentless cycle, one where speculation feeds speculation until the noise becomes deafening. And yet, even in the chaos, there is a silence that cannot be ignored. Jimin himself remains at the center of the storm, unshaken in his public persona, carrying on with his artistic work as though untouched by the whirlwind of rumors that surround him. This silence, however, does not silence the questions. On the contrary, it makes them louder, more urgent. What does this silence mean? Is it protection, denial, or simply the refusal to dignify gossip with a response? The uncertainty only adds fuel to the fire, making the resurfaced issue feel even more dramatic and unresolved. For ARMY, the struggle is personal. On one hand, there is the desire to shield Jimin from invasive curiosity, to preserve his dignity and protect him from the relentless intrusion of the public eye. On the other hand, there is the human urge to know, to uncover the truth behind the shadows, to resolve the mystery once and for all. This tension creates a paradox within the fandom itself, as debates rage online with passion and intensity, sometimes even turning ARMY against ARMY. Will the truth ever be revealed? That is the question that haunts every discussion. Perhaps the truth is already known, hidden between lines, overlooked in plain sight, waiting for those who dare to see it. Or perhaps the truth is destined to remain elusive, locked away in the private corners of Jimin's life, forever beyond the reach of speculation. Either way, the resurfacing of this issue has proven one undeniable fact. The world is still watching, still waiting, and still desperate to know what lies behind the curtain as the debates continue. One thing remains certain: Jimin's name will not fade from the headlines anytime soon. The resurfaced issue has reignited the drama, and whether truth or rumor, it has achieved what gossip always seeks: to capture attention, to stir emotions, and to leave questions lingering in the air like a puzzle no one can fully solve. And so the world waits. ARMY waits. The question echoes endlessly across every platform and every conversation. Will the truth finally be revealed? The resurfacing of Jimin's alleged relationship issue has not only reignited debate, but also exposed a critical weakness in the way information circulates in the modern digital sphere. At the heart of this controversy lies a question that refuses to be silenced. Is this truly an authentic event that reflects reality, or is it a carefully engineered narrative designed solely to capture attention and manipulate emotions? Such a question, while uncomfortable, must be confronted with honesty and intellectual rigor. It is undeniable that in the age of social media, truth and fabrication are often indistinguishable. A single video posted on TikTok, a speculative thread on Twitter, or a hastily edited clip on YouTube can create waves that echo across global communities. But should such unverified fragments of information be trusted? Can the foundation of an argument or a headline rest solely on the shifting sands of viral content? The resurfacing of Jimin's issue forces us to acknowledge the fragility of evidence when information is dispersed without context, authentication, or verification. What complicates this situation further is the emotional intensity of fandom culture. ARMY, one of the most active and powerful fan collectives in the world, reacts with extraordinary passion to every rumor. Yet passion, while noble, can also cloud judgment. When emotions are high, the ability to separate fact from fiction becomes compromised. Is the anger, the curiosity, the defense, and the speculation surrounding Jimin truly grounded in reality? Or is it an orchestrated response to narratives that may have been deliberately fabricated for clicks, views, and sensational headlines? The responsibility, therefore, falls on the audience, on you, the reader, the observer, the consumer of media. Do you believe what you are being shown? Do you take every article, every video, every screenshot as truth? Or do you question its authenticity? These are not minor inquiries. They are central to understanding how easily misinformation can infiltrate our perception of reality. The resurfaced issue concerning Jimin becomes a test, not only of loyalty to an idol but of critical thinking itself. Consider this. If the issue were entirely genuine, if the relationship rumors were indeed based on verified fact, why has no definitive confirmation emerged despite years of speculation? Why does the narrative always resurface with the same vague clues, recycled evidence, and speculative commentary? Is it not suspicious that the story lives on without ever reaching closure? Or could this very lack of closure be the point? An endless cycle of ambiguity designed to fuel perpetual engagement. The role of media cannot be ignored here. Countless outlets, both mainstream and fringe, thrive on perpetuating uncertainty. A headline that poses a question without an answer guarantees clicks. An article that hints at revelation without proof ensures that readers return for updates. Does this not indicate that the issue might serve less as a genuine reflection of reality and more as a mechanism of control, engineered to keep audiences hooked? Could it be that the truth, whatever it may be, is far less important than the spectacle of constant debate? We must also reflect on our own complicity. Every retweet, every share, every comment added to the fire contributes to the expansion of rumor. In doing so, are we participants in discovering truth, or are we accomplices in spreading uncertainty? Do we care about the facts, or are we addicted to the drama of speculation? These are questions that cannot be dismissed, for they reveal uncomfortable truths about our engagement with celebrity culture in the digital age. Moreover, the ethical dimension demands scrutiny. If the story is false, if it is nothing more than an elaborate hoax, then what does it say about the exploitation of Jimin's privacy, dignity, and humanity for the sake of sensationalism? If the story is true, but exaggerated beyond recognition, then are we not witnessing yet another form of distortion, where reality is sacrificed on the altar of entertainment? And if the story is entirely unfounded, then what does that reveal about us, the audience, that we continue to consume and propagate narratives without demanding verifiable proof? The resurfaced issue stands, therefore, as more than a piece of gossip. It is a mirror held up to society, reflecting not only Jimin's vulnerability as a public figure, but also our collective vulnerability as consumers of media. The question, will the truth finally be revealed, is less about Jimin himself and more about us. Are we prepared to confront the reality that truth may never come in the form we desire? Or are we destined to remain trapped in cycles of rumor and speculation, forever chasing shadows. The evidence at hand is fragile, scattered across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and other media outlets. Yet none of these fragments offer a conclusive narrative. Should this absence of confirmation not force us to pause, to demand higher standards of evidence before surrendering to belief? Should we not, as responsible readers and thinkers, acknowledge that the louder a rumor grows, the more essential skepticism becomes? So now the responsibility falls upon you, the one consuming this narrative. Do you truly believe that this event reflects reality? Or do you recognize it as a carefully constructed illusion? An echo chamber of speculation designed to captivate your attention? Will you accept the narrative as it is presented? Or will you challenge it, dissect it, and resist the pull of sensationalism? In the end, the issue of Jimin's alleged relationship may remain unresolved. But the larger question, the one that truly matters, is not about Jimin at all. It is about the truth about media, about your willingness to think critically in a world where information is both powerful and dangerous. The drama may continue, but your response to it will determine whether you are a passive consumer of rumor or an active seeker of truth. And so we return to the question that lingers without end. Will the truth finally be revealed? Or is the truth itself nothing more than the illusion we have been chasing all along?